So, good evening, everyone. And I'd like to take you to this journey with me today because obviously it's Mother's Day is coming. And I would like to introduce you to this concept. I'd like you to think, man or woman, I'd like you to think what makes you you? What is that identify you as you? And in my humble opinion, I think what makes you you is three things. And I like to take you through those three things. And I think what makes you you, number one, is your heritage. And this is my heritage. I'm wearing my Ukrainian outfit. And number two, what makes you 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 is your language. And number three, what makes you you is the set of belief that you've accepted as the truth, the your truth, what you live as. And because it's a Mother's Day, I like to take you on this journey over three generations of women. And as we go this way, this is my grandma. My grandma was always working. She was never resting. As long as I remember, both of my grandparents, they were always working, really busy, full-time moms. I don't think my grandparents could read, but I think they were wonderful, wonderful housewives, and they spent their entire life working. I could never see them actually resting. This is the women 2 generations back. Now I'm going to take you to my mom. And my mom was working. She had a job, and she also had a family with 3 children. And again, my mom, she was always, always, always working. I've never seen my mom resting as well, unless she was reading a book. And the pressure that my mom had in her life was much harder than the pressure that my grandmothers had, because my grandma was expected my grandma was just expected to cook and clean and look after the children, being a housewife, whilst my mom, she was already expected to work and be the best housewife she could be and raise the children and do other house chores, etc. So my mom had it harder. And I actually watched my mom, how she was substituting her free time. She would smoke, and she would drink a lot of coffee because she needed the energy. So for relaxation, she would smoke, and for energy burst, she would drink a lot of coffee. And she made me aware that smoking is bad for you, and I could see the coffee would make her really, really hyper. So I realized when I became mom myself over 20 years ago, I realized I don't really have a blueprint who I supposed to be. I realized that my identity, I didn't have. Nobody had told me things like self-care. Nobody had told me how to love myself. Nobody had told me how to survive in this particular time, how to be me. So we're going back to this idea that I think you are your heritage. And I didn't realize for a long time that this outfit is actually me. Deep inside, I am this, my outfit. And it took me 2.5 years in self-development and understanding and realizing who I am and what I am to actually understand how much I am influenced by my traditional Ukrainian outfit. And also, in my humble opinion, I think you are you because of your language, because your mother tongue had taught you your understanding of the world, your understanding of what everything that's around you. And obviously in every language, because most of us here are multicultural, you understand that each language, the way you express your language, you don't just express in words, you actually, it's almost, it's a heart-to-heart communication, and you understand your world through the language that you speak. So that's number 2. And number 3, I think it's your surrounding. And I really think the people who surround you in your childhood, in your youth, they actually having a major impact on for the rest of your life. And in this particular exercise, for the purpose of today, sometimes we accept. So obviously, when you grow up, you have someone in your surrounding who you call a hero. And then you would have someone in your family who you call an anti-hero. And I think it's really important for you as you become an adult to understand that those heroes and those anti-heroes are just optional. And maybe as you grow up, you change your opinion. And I think it's really important to identify yourself. Are you following the hero with whom you grow up, or you following the anti-hero? And I have to say, at some point I was drinking a lot of coffee. I never smoked because my mom made me aware that smoking is really bad for you, and I could see the detrimental effect that smoking was causing to her health altogether. But so you have those little things here. I've given you the little tiny person, and I've given you a little tiny colorful page. And I would like you to do a little bit of exercise, either now or when you go home. As a child, you're going to have a set of beliefs. I will give you some more afterwards. So you would hold certain beliefs about yourself, and whatever those beliefs are, I'd like you to put them on one side of the paper. So your teacher or your parents or someone else have told you, perhaps you are very good at art, or perhaps they told you you're not so good at maths, or maybe they told you maybe you're a really outgoing person, and sometimes perhaps they told you you're not good at something, and you accept that as the truth. And I'd like you to write those set of beliefs that you were told as you were growing as a child. That's your blueprint, because you've accepted when people tell you something about you, and particularly those people in authority or your family, etc. So you may accept those beliefs as the truth. And on the other side, I would like you to write, since we all here are adults, apart from this beautiful little girl, I think it's very important to take yourself on that journey to understand that you're not necessarily, some of those beliefs or some of those says about you are still hold the truth. Not. And I think it's really important you take yourself on this journey. On the other side, you could say, well, I was told I'm not good at art, for example, but now I've drawn all these pictures and I went to an art school and I've done this and that. So it's very important that you not limited yourself to the upbringing or to the things that you were growing up, the environment. Lastly, but not leastly, since I told you already that I haven't actually realized that this was my identity, once I realize that I'm really influenced by my identity, woman who's going back to work and trying to find her place in the world, etc., it's quite challenging. So Mums the Heroes, it's a mentoring group where women get together and they want each other to succeed. So they just meet every now and then. We're going to try to create that as a sort of permanent structure, and we're just there to connect heart to heart and use our emotional intelligence to help each other, to see each other growing. It's a very beautiful when two people connect on a heart-to-heart level. It's a beautiful thing, and it's never money exchange. It's always just kind of volunteering, always people coming at their own will, and we see each other growing. I was quite privileged to see people growing in the last since 2015, since I went on this journey. So that's Mums the Heroes. But also, you have another page here, yes? You have different color page. I'd like you to write a note to your mom or to the person who is the most important in your life, and take this opportunity for Mother's Day and really thank them. Just write, if you need more pages, I've got the whole notepad of colorful pages. Come and ask for more pages, and just write as many beautiful messages to your loved one, because you never know, when people are taking away from you in your life. So I think it's so important. I'm very passionate about people really thanking each other for being in each other's life. And if you see somebody around you who you would like to compliment or say thank you, be honest. Spread love, spread compliments, and just try to be kinder to each other. We just here to be nice and kind to each other. We always have a choice. You have a choice. You could just not take that extra mile and not be kind to your parents or not be kind to your grandparents or not take that time to appreciate people. But equally so, you have a choice to do so. And I'd like you to take this opportunity to ask you to take that step, particularly for Mother's Day. Appreciate those women in your life. I say to my children, I say, if you don't appreciate anything else, at least appreciate I've given you life. So your parents and your grandparents, they've given you the greatest gift of all. They've given you your life. Thank you.